kids, welcome to Terry on Tuesday, coming to you from the kitchen of creation as usual, and I am actually finally going to make a start on the Vl'Hurg Commander helmet commission that I was commissioned to do a while ago. The funds for this build came from a friend, Mr. E, we'll call him, because he's a mystery. See what I did? And those funds went straight into the Bloody Students film account. Now, at the time of recording this, it's Monday afternoon on a bank holiday Monday, glorious weather outside. And at 10 o'clock this morning, I went live on YouTube to launch the Bloody Students Kickstarter. If you're a regular viewer to my channel, you know I've been going about this for over a year now, because it took me a year to write. And we've launched a Kickstarter to raise some funds to help boost our budget for the Bloody Students film. We've got a big ambitious goal, but sorry, if you wonder why I'm doing this, a lot of this is because I snapped a tooth in half yesterday, and typically I bit into something like overcooked pizza and it sort of snapped part of my tooth off that had a filling, and now I've got a really sharp filling here, and it's Monday, so the dentist isn't open, so maybe tomorrow. Anyway, moving right along, the Bloody Students Kickstarter is live. It's running all through the month of May, so 30 days. We're doing really well. It's now about 5 p.m. here. We launched it at 10 o'clock this morning, and we've got over £400 in already, so that's a good start for a first day. If you're a casual viewer, or you've just come across the thing, or you're a new viewer, yes, I'm going to get into this Hitchhiker's helmet build soon. That's what the next few weeks' videos are going to be about. But also, if you're into Doctor Who by any chance, especially classic Doctor Who in the 80s, you need to go to check out the Bloody Students Kickstarter, because we got some interesting surprises. So there's dust on my screen and I keep thinking it's on my top. There's some interesting surprises, and if you're into Doctor Who, I think you'll appreciate it. So go check that. Link will be in the description. So how are we going to get on with the Vl'Hurg Commander helmet from the 1981 Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy series? Well, a few months ago, I bought a bucket, which is going to form the faceplate of the helmet. I'll just drop the picture up here again so you can see it. So I'm going to make the faceplate out of this because it's curved and it's quite solid, and it saves me having to, you know, make one out of foam, etc. Oh, by the way, how did you spend your Saturday? I spent my Saturday making hundreds of meters of mummy bandages for the film, because there's mummies in the film. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't need to use the bucket just yet, other than holding mummy bandages. But I need to make a template for the faceplate of their helmet. So I've got some cardboard here, always handy to keep a bit of cardboard, and you can't throw away a giant lovely box like this. So I'm going to try not to cut myself to shreds, but that might be enough. Alrighty, let's get rid of that. Okay, so here's a piece. I'm going to curve this now on the edge of the table. Let me show you if I adjust said camera. Right, move my cold cup of tea, which will be microwaved in a minute. There we have a nice curved piece of cardboard. Okay, now I'm going to get the helmet. Sorry, you can't see me chatting. I'm going to now cut, and we're back in the room. Now I have the helmet that I bought a while ago. This is a half-shell motorcycle helmet, and it's very, very nice. So here you go. There's your retro 70s style, or maybe even 50s, 40s style skid lid. Does look very much like the top end of a Stormtrooper, although Stormtrooper helmets are a bit narrow, but it's fantastic. I keep saying it. Look at that, it's bleaching out because it's a really smooth, like a billiard ball kind of finish. It's not even glossy, it's like eggshell. It does have a lot of straps and a thing that goes around the back of your head, etc. like that, which I'm going to keep on because it's all going to be covered. But the faceplate, as I've worked out in my picture, goes very close to the halfway mark. And luckily, the rivets here are about halfway. They're not quite halfway. They're a little bit short, but that's a good way of working out the center point, etc. So the plan is to work out, how am I going to do this? Let's do it like that. Excuse me while. I'm choking on Doritos, by the way. That was breakfast. So we've got more than enough cardboard. So the plan is to get the right bit for the faceplate, get the right shape, etc. Cut it out, temporarily tape it to the helmet to see what it looks like. And once I might have to do this a number of times, but once I'm happy with it, we can transfer it to the bucket and cut the shape out of the curved plastic bucket, which will be interesting because I've never done something like that before. So let us quickly measure the semi circumference of this thing. I'm just going to go just past the rivet. So there, we're looking at 13 inches. Okay. And so, 13 inches. I think that the length is more than enough, more than we need. So let's just do 13 inches of that to curve around. Here we go. 13 inches. Okay, right. There's 13. Do you know what I'm going to do? I do a lot of things by guesswork and eyeballing, which admittedly isn't the best way to do everything. But I did that with Marvin, my previous build, and a few other things, and it worked out pretty good so far. I'm just going to do 14. Just give it a little bit extra because, like I said, the rivets don't quite go halfway. And so, I think I'm going to cough again. Maybe not. Right, I need a straight edge. And we're back with a bit of wood. It's not exactly a ruler, but it's got a straight edge on it. So that'll do. Put that down there. Don't have Doritos for breakfast, kids. It's not good. Anyway. There we go. And I'm going to put that there so I don't cut into my table. Now, it didn't go all the way through. I see, because we've got a sticker on it. Sorry, I had to cut there. Had another tickly cough from bits of Doritos trying to kill me and derail my video. Alright, that's not bad. So, 14 inches. We need to find a halfway mark, don't we? Right, so 7 inches from there to there is there. Dead center. Got to find the dead center of this, which will be tricky. I could do with one of those tailor's tape measures. I may actually bring the camera a little closer. Let's do that. Okay, so got rivet there, not quite halfway, but we need to find the halfway mark. So I'm going to use my other trick. Instead of trying to bend a metal tape measure, all you need is a piece of something flexible. I'm going to say a bit of gaffer tape. Now all it needs to be is over halfway, so about there. Okay, now I'm going to put the very edge level with the center of the rivet. And we're on. Okay. Very edge, center of the rivet. Take him across, and it ends up there. Now what I think I'm going to do, where you can see what we've got here, I'll quickly measure that. I'll do this in centimeters, I think, not inches. Excuse me. Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 centimeters. So if I move this 3 centimeters that way, I think we'll be in good shape. So get the pencil ready. Mark off 3 centimeters. Go away. There you go. 3 centimeters. That's there. Really good surface for drawing on. Now, what we do, remove that, put it on again, starting from the 3 centimeter mark, which you can probably not see on camera, but it is there, trust me. Bang, we're on. Then do that, and now this is 3 centimeters. Well, look at that, 3 centimeters. So now I know if I can find the halfway mark of this bit of tape from where it is, that's going to be good. So I'm going to mark this end. I'm going to mark this end here. I'm going to mark this end here. Take the tape off and fold it in half. Oh, it's stuck to the cardboard. There we go. I'm going to fold it in half that way so I can actually see it, the center piece. There we go, right there. I think what I'll actually do is cut it a little bit, because I can't really, I don't want to start markering on things. Okay, now back on the helmet. There's probably easier ways of doing this, kids. I'm very weird, and like I've said a few times in the past, this year I've done a heck of a lot of research into ADHD, and the truth is it's almost 100% certain that I do have ADHD mind. It explains how I've dealt with life over the last few years in very unconventional ways, and as a result this is probably one of the signs. Here's our center, you see that? This is one of the signs that I find weird ways of achieving things. Still, I cope. Because what are you going to do, eh? You cope. So, we've marked the dead center, dead front. Really good. Happy with that. Did we mark the center of the cardboard? Yes, we did. I'll do this with a marker so you might see it better. Right. I think I need to put a line down. Dead center here. What were we talking about? 7 inches, wasn't it? Okie dokie, where's my bit of wood? Not that bit of wood. Anyway. Again, proof of my unconventionalness, for want of a better word. Oops, there we go. So, this is our template for the faceplate. Now, I'll drop in a picture of the faceplate of the thing as a reminder. I don't have one to hand here right now, or a printout or anything. Maybe I should get that done. But essentially, if that's the top, it is the top, isn't it? Yeah, because the top. Let's mark top. It's not good. Top edge. Okay. Center, bottom. I don't know how long this is going to be yet, but we do know it's going to have a nose. It's going to have 2 cutouts here for the eyes, which are obviously spaced away from the nose. and then there's a sort of shape. I got a feeling it slants out like this, and then we'll come back in for the chin, etc. But we need to look at pictures of that because I can't remember off the top of my head what the exact shape is. So we'll cut here and we'll be back. Well, I'm back with the drawings that I sent to Mr. E, and he marked it up to make some changes as he saw fit, which is cool. I've also got a decent ruler with a decent straight edge at least, and I've got some insulation tape, which is a bit better than using gaffer tape on the helmet. Now, looking at this, as you can see, my original drawing, let's get a bit closer. My original drawing, I drew the faceplate stopping at about the halfway mark, but Mr. E suggests it's more shallow than that. He said mask is shallower. So I completely understand that. And so we're going to keep that in mind. So it may actually work out really well. Do you remember with the rivets being slightly further forward than halfway? It may work out that we have to go back to my original idea of, my original measurement of 13 inches, not 14. So I may take half an inch off either side of the cardboard. Okay, let's mark out the cardboard. Alrighty. So, just had to answer a phone call, so that's why we cut. That was taken off the sides to make it back to 13 inches. Did some calculations. It's about 11 inches. No, it's actually about 10 inches from top to bottom. But I wanted to give myself an extra inch, 11, because of... Oh, do you see that? Hopefully you can. Because of this extra bit that's going to go around there. So some of this faceplate will tuck up into the ring around the helmet there, which will probably be made of foam. So I'm going to try and mark this out now as best I can. So, sunlight is really bright, apologies for that, but best I can do. Right, so I'm thinking, this is what I'm thinking, if you can see. I'm thinking that these points before the curve starts are halfway. Again, I'm kind of eyeballing it, but it looks pretty equal, doesn't it? From there to there and there to there. So I'm going to go with halfway and then we'll see what it looks like. Again, we can always make a new one of these and adjust if it seems to not look right. So yeah, unfortunately I've fallen into measuring in inches. But the one thing I've learned about the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is that when I was making Marvin, the full-size Marvin robot, everything was in inches. Everything seemed to fall into inches, and let's just check. Let's do that. Yeah. So, and it kind of makes sense because back in 1981, a lot of people weren't moving over to the decimal system too soon. So a lot of the tradesmen in the BBC would still be working in inches. And I found that a lot of the measurements and guesswork I did on Marvin actually made sense as soon as I started working in inches, because everything fell into place with my guesses. So it's a good shout, and it's a good, it's a safe bet that they probably did work in inches. Right, what are we looking here? We've got a nose, we've got eyes. That's the very edge. There's going to be a little bit of like a ½ inch either side. That will go down to the very corner. Like, let's do straight lines, shall we? So straight line to the halfway point, or diagonally, obviously. Same on this side. Okay, I hope that's better. It looks a bit dark on screen, but I could do my best to lighten it up in the edit. I just wanted to get out of the bright sunlight, which was bleaching everything out. So we've got straight lines from there to there. Eyes will be something like this, and then you've got a curve going down to the triangular mouth. I'm going to find something like a plate or something that's got quite a gentle curve, but not quite a straight line. Actually, let's mark what a straight line would be. So we're looking for something that would improve on a straight line with a bit of a curve, a very little curve. A heavy dish, because we're in the kitchen of creation. Now that is way too severe, so we need something bigger. So we go for a plate. The advantages of working, Adam Savage doesn't do this, I know. Even that is too much, because if I drew that curve, that's way too big. It's got to be much bigger than this. All right. Time to pull out the big guns, by which I mean eyeball it. That's too far. It's going to be about here. It's really gentle. It's about ½ an inch from the straight line. I'm going to eyeball it. Do it very, very gentle curve, which I think isn't too bad. What I can do now to transfer this, I can cut this with a scalpel, transfer it over to that side, and we'll have the same curve. Let's mark out the gap. So we've got like an edge all the way around about ½ an inch. I'm getting into sort of freehanding it now. ½ an inch from there to there. You may not be able to see this on camera, but it should be all right. Well, as soon as I'm happy with it, I will. We haven't worked out how high that's going to be yet. Still, we'll do this side as well. Slightly better. No, not very good at all. It's the vertical lines on the cardboard that's throwing me. Makes you want to do that. So obviously there's a curve there. That is obviously the tucked up line. The eye holes would be big. They'd be big. Something like that. And then we have another ½ inch around the eye. It gets narrower here on the inner part of the eye. Alrighty. Same thing on this side. Again, we'll transfer the shapes over. Let's work out. Now from the top, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 8 inches. Right, so it's just past the halfway mark. Not far. I'm going to go for an inch, which is where the nose would finish off. That's not nose, that's the point of the nose. I've got just under ½ an inch for the bottom part of the nose. And then from here, this goes up to, no, I think I'm off, because if I drew the lines from there to there, and same from there to there, it's a very tall triangle when it needs to be more of almost an equilateral triangle. And yes, there's two ways to do it. You lower the nose or you widen the triangle. I'm going to widen the triangle here because I'm not happy with, I don't want to make that nose any longer. It doesn't look like it could stand to be even any lower. So let's put this out another ½ inch. Very gentle again. Right, where's my marker? Start doing it with a marker. Admittedly, it's a bit of a thick marker, but it's getting messy, so we need to do that one there, that one there, so we're going there to there, okay, about 1/2 inch across there, those are fine where they are, and that's wider now, so we'll do everything on this side, then we'll mirror it, I think. That looks better already. Actually goes higher, goes a little higher. And then it's roughly 1/2 inch again. Oh, center tooth. There's a center tooth, which is about there. Righty, so triangles for the mouth. What have we learned? Well, we've learned that I'm not happy. Admittedly, this looks squished because it's curved, but I'm not happy with the way this triangle is working out. It will be pretty much an equilateral triangle, but that still says the nose is too long in my book. Not that I have a book of noses, you understand? I'm going to use this as my scribbling board. This is what happens when you don't plan properly. But again, never said I was an expert, bit of a cowboy. So that's going to be a steeper angle, definitely. Then we've got nose comes to there, center tooth, center tooth about there. I'm happy with that. I know it looks a mess. I know it looks a mess. Can you even see that now? I hope you can. So I'm going to carry on drawing this. I'm going to transpose the eye curve to this side, and I'm going to get 1/2 right. Then I'm going to use this as a cutout to transfer onto a new piece of cardboard, and we'll have a finished first template. Let's do that. Okay, we've moved the camera yet again because the sunlight is traveling all around the kitchen and it's getting very difficult to film stuff. So I've got a new template now for half the face. Basically all I need to do is pop it out. Pop the eyes out. I need to just check I'm cutting this properly in the right place. Sorry about doing it like this. Let's try and angle that down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. Just making sure it's cut all the way through. I have scored it mostly all the way. There we go. Centre bit there. Straight lines are fine, it's the curves that are a bit wonky. Go, it's a straight line. To there, another curve. Sorry about this. Bear with. While we're getting to the end of this video this week, I would like to urge you to visit the link in the description for the Bloody Students crowdfunder, Kickstarter. We're doing quite well as of today, the first day, but as you're watching this, it'll be day 2. We've got 30 days to raise our budget. There you go, that's our template. And if you could make a pledge, that would be awesome. It's based on all or nothing crowdfunding, which means if we don't hit our target at the end of the month, we don't get the money and nobody gets the money taken off them, okay? So your money's safe if we don't hit our target. Right, that's half of that. Okay, so a number of templates later and some adjustments, we have what looks like a giant pair of Y-fronts. That's tickle me, that. Yeah, so I think that will be good. I'm not going to cut all this stuff out just yet, but I'm going to mark these out in a slightly darker pen or something. Then we'll fold it around and we'll stick it temporarily, as soon as I buy some masking tape, to the helmet, and we'll see roughly what it looks like. Pants. That's it for this week. Thanks for watching. As you know, down in the description, I probably said this more than once in this video, I'm running the Bloody Students Kickstarter. We smashed the first day. We got 11% funded, so it's over £1,000 on the first day. If you like classic Doctor Who, you should go check that out. Go click the link. Anyway, that's all for me for this weekend. This week. I will see you next week with a bit more on the Vl'Hurg Commander. Take care now, and bye-bye then.